Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Good Sunday evening to you all. I hope you guys are doing awesome out there tonight. Had yourselves a wonderful day, and I hope everyone's been having a great weekend out there. I hope all the dads out there had an awesome day. I know that my entire weekend has just been very relaxed, almost nonchalant, like just I felt incredibly at peace. I don't know how to explain it. It's just been a nice, relaxing, and great fantastic weekend. So I hope you guys' this weekend has been the same. Here to talk about the weather. I just want to tell you guys right off the dot, this video is going to be much more laid back. And I don't want you guys to think every time I make an evening video now, because I'm in my playroom and I got my own little setup now, and I say playroom, I've moved my YouTube setup into the playroom of the house. It's an extra room where half of the room is literally a playroom where all the kids, all my little girls play with their baby dolls and stuff like that. And then I got a corner of it where it's my own little YouTube studio setup, office, whatever you want to call it. So, this evening just got the door open for all the kids that come through. We got a couple of the neighbors here. And in fact, towards the end of the video, they're going to want to be in it. So I'm going to bring them in, let them say hey. And especially our neighbor's kid, Gunner. He has been excited. He just likes watching the channel. He thinks it's crazy that I have a YouTube channel with so many subscribers. He's always asking questions, so I thought it'd be cool to throw him in the video so he can kind of go back and watch it and see himself in it. So I'm going to do that towards the end if you're interested in just more of a homey environment. But this entire video is going to be like that. But guys, when it's time for things to get serious, there's going to be no distractions, and we're just going to be rocking and rolling through this information. But there is a good bit to talk about in this video. It's not going to be super long. I know this intro is kind of dragging on, but we're going to talk about tomorrow's severe weather threat a little bit, and then we're going to talk about the severe weather outlook for the days to come. Basically, we're going to speak on Monday through Thursday of this week, starting tomorrow through Thursday. So we'll talk about what's driving everything, the outlooks, and all that good stuff. So if you guys have not subscribed, certainly consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. And if anybody has anything that I can pray about or pray over, please put it in the comments below. And of course, I'm going to get caught up with all the comments tomorrow afternoon and any messages that you guys have sent me and all that good stuff. So let's get rocking and rolling. So this is the latest outlook for tomorrow. Of course, we got severe weather chances going on this evening across some of these areas into the overnight hours. But this is starting tomorrow morning, going into Tuesday morning. So we have a bimodal enhanced risk now. We have one down here in Nebraska, one up here for a good chunk of Minnesota. This does ooze a little bit into western Wisconsin and a little bit back into areas of eastern South Dakota. So what's driving both of this? And I will mention there is a slight risk, a level 2 out of 5, going from Montana through areas of Wyoming, good chunk of basically all the southern half of South Dakota, and it does get all the way into Nebraska, areas of Iowa, all the way up to Duluth, for example. So enhanced risk, though. What's driving this? Tornado threat. Right now, there is a 5% risk of a tornado within 25 miles in a given location for places like Minneapolis, but for a good chunk of Minnesota here, Rochester included, down to Mankato. If I do butcher any names, I do apologize. All the way up to St. Cloud. But in that green area, which does include Duluth, going all the way down to Sioux Falls, Sioux City, all the way into the northern half of Nebraska, all the way back into Wyoming, southern areas of South Dakota, there is a 2% risk of a tornado within 25 miles in a given location. Now, the wind and hail threat, this is when it splits up a little bit, right? The wind threat is what's driving the enhanced risk in Nebraska, level 3 out of 5. So the red area, that is where we have a 30% risk of winds exceeding 55 to 60 miles per hour within 25 miles in a given location. So North Platte, you're included, Thetford, Broken Bow, Alliance, 30% risk of winds exceeding 55 to 60 miles per hour. Let's get that little icon off your screen. This entire yellow area, which pretty much includes all the slight and enhanced risk areas. Of course, the wind outlook is driving the enhanced risk area in Nebraska, but the yellow area, 15% risk of winds exceeding 55 to 60 miles per hour within 25 miles in a given location, and the hail threats. That is what's driving the enhanced risk up here in Minnesota. Now, you do have the higher tornado threat, and you got the damaging wind risk also. But the hail threat is what's driving the enhanced risk up here. So if you live in this Red area, that is a 30% risk of hail exceeding 1 inch in diameter or larger. The yellow area is a 15% risk of that. And the black outline region, with all the black dashes going in between it, that is a 10% risk of hail exceeding 2 inch in diameter or larger. So the risk of very large hail is here. Sioux Falls, the Brookings, over the Mankato, Marshall, all the way over to the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. St. Cloud included in this. A risk of significant sized hail, 2 inch in diameter or larger. So we move past this. I'm just going to show you one run of the HRRR model. And I did compare this to the 3KM NAM, but I'll tell you guys, it didn't show much different. This is the interesting thing with this. So as we start tomorrow morning, we're going to be dealing with some storms in Minnesota and some rain up in North Dakota, even some storms into northern areas of Iowa. We take it to about midday. Storms are still possible, isolated to scattered in areas of Iowa that you see down there. And we do have some action kind of close to Minneapolis. But as we start to get to the afternoon hours, storms are firing up here in central or north central Minnesota, some storms south of Duluth. Some storms even up here in northern areas of North Dakota and northwest Minnesota. And then we take it to about the evening hours. I mean, this is 6 to 8 o'clock. You're not getting a whole lot of storm development kind of in the heart of that enhanced risk area in Minnesota. We're getting some storms kind of back building into the Minneapolis, St. Paul area, but not a whole lot up here in like central areas of Minnesota. We got a nasty line of storms beginning to move across northwestern areas of Wisconsin. I could see the severe weather risk, maybe the enhanced risk, getting extended into areas of northwestern Wisconsin if trends continue with this. But we got some isolated cells down here in southern Minnesota. And then we got this more line of storms down here in western Nebraska. And it's kind of the same pattern we've seen. We're going to see tonight. We've seen over the last few days, but we take it to about 8 to 10 p.m. or so. We got some powerful storms potentially down here or over here west into northeastern areas of Wyoming. Some storms in Montana also. But you see these storms here in western central Nebraska. These could pack a punch as far as damaging winds. 50, 60 mile per hour winds. Same here also in southwestern areas of South Dakota. Now you continue, and this could really evolve into what we call an MCS, so mesoscale convective system, into the overnight hours. And this is getting into about midnight or so. And then we have to see how much this convection holds together as we're getting into Tuesday morning. And then we'll introduce another severe weather day. But what's interesting to me is, we have this enhanced risk. Let's draw on this. Across this region right in here? Okay, but there ain't a whole lot firing here. So this is why we do multiple videos. This is why we're going to do another one in the morning leading up to this event for tomorrow afternoon. I want to see us as we're waking up tomorrow morning, if we're going to see model runs, some short-range models fire up more convection in this ejecting Okay, it looks like it's definitely going to fire in western areas of Nebraska and surrounding states due to flow moving in from a shortwave ejecting across the Rockies. But that's all we got with that. Now let's speak on Tuesday's severe weather threat, which is now an enhanced risk. It wasn't when we did the video this morning. It is now an enhanced risk now. What's up? All right, Copper. Sorry, my new dog down here is trying to go after Moo Moo, which is my beagle. But towards the end of the video, I got you. But an enhanced risk in Hutchinson, Emporia, south of Topeka. I told you guys it's going to be more of a laid-back kind of deal here. Pratt, Wichita, enhanced risk. A level 2 out of 5, a slight risk going across pretty much all the way into far eastern areas of Colorado. Almost all the way up to Lincoln, Omaha, Nebraska, but it does extend all the way into southern areas of Iowa. And the entire northern half of Missouri has a slight level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather. Enhanced risk, though, right here. Now, what's driving this? Let's back it up here. It is the Moo Moo, you all right? It's my beagle right here beside me sitting down. She's a sweetheart. She just likes to be loved. I got a funny story about her. But anyways, this is our, man, I am brain farting what this is. I forgot. So at this range, all we know is that there is a 30% risk of severe weather within 25 miles in a given location. Okay, it doesn't, section off, is it a higher tornado threat, a hail threat, or a wind threat? All we know right now is that the red is a 30% risk of severe weather within 25 miles in a given location. Emporia, Hutchinson, Wichita. If you live in the yellow area, that's a 15% risk. If you live in the black outline region, which covers all the 30% risk area and portions of the 15% yellow area, that means there is a 10% risk of significant severe weather, whether that's tornadoes, hail, or wind. It's most likely not going to be tornadoes. It's probably going to be hail or either wind. But it's pretty wild that already at day 3, which is for Tuesday, we have a risk of significant severe weather across areas of Kansas, getting into Kansas City, like Missouri, St. Joseph, and these areas. And then we have a risk of severe weather also for Wednesday. So make sure we don't get our days mixed up. So a level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather stretching from Flint, Lansing, Ann Arbor, Kalamazoo, Toledo, Lafayette, Indianapolis, Chicago, Eora, Peoria, Champaign, over to Bloomington, Mount Vernon, Springfield, down to St. Louis. And this does extend all the way into Columbia, almost all the way into Springfield, Missouri. And I know it doesn't highlight Missouri, but you guys have the slight risk too. So level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather already for Wednesday. And I could see this upgrading to an enhanced risk. And then we look at Thursday, centered into the mid-Atlantic now, the DC corridor. Thursday, 15% risk of severe weather within 25 miles in a given location. This could upgrade too. I could see it happening. But as of now, this is for day 5. This is for Thursday. 15% risk of severe weather in Allentown, Scranton, Williamsport, Harrisonburg, Lancaster, Baltimore, D.C., Frederick, over to Morgantown, West Virginia, Johnstown, Lynchburg, down to Danville, Roanoke, Richmond, etc. So this does get into areas of like Dover also and into New Jersey. What's driving this? Well, honestly, we just started off Wednesday morning, and we'll speak a little bit earlier in time in the next graphic. But you see this blob of blue? That's lower pressure. And flow goes around this lower pressure like so. So flow is going to dip down like this and kind of shoot back up like that. And then this feature is going to move this way. Okay, it kind of breaks down the ridge temporarily. So we get this in motion. We get into Wednesday afternoon. It's a great representation of it. Flow is going to come down this lower pressure like that because that's the way flow kind of works. And then flow around this high pressure is kind of going like this. So this is actually helping to aid in moist air up into the flow generated at the base of this lower pressure. So moisture meeting in or coming in, hitting this flow, and it's going to get overlapped by that flow generated by this lower pressure and this dip in the jet stream. So this is one way to look at it, the 500 millibar chart here. And then we look into Thursday afternoon. We have a full-fledged dip in the jet stream here. And now your flow is going like this. Okay, down here. Flow's going through here. So this is just a full-fledged trough digging down temporarily with pieces of energy that's always going to fly down at the base of this trough. Now, at this point, we're going to have an all-out short wave, so some sort of low pressure somewhere into here. And I'm just going to draw a circle. In fact, another way you can look at this is like this. It's probably going to show a low pressure into here. No, it kind of shows one ejecting. But you got energy into here. Normally, a low pressure is only going to show up if it's a deeper low on, say, tropical tidbits. Another way you can look at this is this. Okay, this is for Tuesday afternoon, right? That short wave is moving out of the Rockies into the Central Plains. Okay, so I'm going to draw on this a little bit. You see how kind of the flow kind of comes through here, then it kind of dips down a little bit like this, and then kind of goes like that. Got some sort of short wave into here. This will generate a little bit of a severe weather threat for the eastern U.S. Tuesday, but not a big deal. But this little dip right here is a weakness in the flow, lower pressure developing. Okay, so you see this flow right here across Kansas, Nebraska. That's what's generating that enhanced risk kind of into this region right here for Tuesday, because it's going to be a very moist environment. I'll show you that here in a second. And then we take a look at, say, on Wednesday, the flow, because this lower pressure gets stronger, enhances. So at this point, we get into Wednesday. And you see this area right in here. That is flow increasing in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And I put my cursor, 50, 55, 60, maybe 45 knots of upper level flow overriding a pretty moist environment. So you can see what's going on here. It goes like this. And it kind of comes down like that. It kind of goes back up like that. A little weakness in the pattern here. Some sort of short wave generating enough push in the atmosphere for thunderstorm development. And then, of course, you get into Thursday, and it's a more dramatic dip here. So it's kind of going like this, like a roller coaster, then it dips down like that, and then it shoots back up like this. So in general, we have a lot of increased flow right in here, and it's southwesterly flow. So southwesterly flow is definitely going to get the job done in regards to severe weather when you match that overlapping a very moist environment. Who knows? You might have little pieces of energy coming down here to be a little bit of northwesterly flow to the southeast, but that's what's driving this, and when you look at the moist air, I mean, it's plentiful, right? I mean, we don't even have to stay on this long. This is Tuesday afternoon, dew points in the 60s and 70s, what we have in our enhanced risk area and areas of Kansas and Nebraska. If I said Nebraska anytime where I meant to say Kansas, I apologize. I feel like I might have done that. But we get into Wednesday afternoon. Remember, our severe weather threat for Wednesday is into here somewhat. So very moist air mass, dew points in the 60s and just widespread 70s. It's almost kind of a situation where you just take my word for it because there's plenty of moist air. And then we get into Tuesday afternoon. A little bit of dry air kind of dives down, stabilizes a little bit of the air mass, but still very moist. But, our severe weather threat is kind of into here at this point, or something like that. The circle might be off a little bit, but is in the yellow area. Very moist air, and we just talked about the flow overlapping that moist air. Now, the last thing we'll look at is CAPE values, guys, and Tuesday afternoon, there's rocket fuel in the atmosphere. This is basically the gasoline needed for these storms to really fire, and there's plenty of it in the plains. And then we get into Wednesday. You got it's not a triple point, but you got the higher CAPE levels meeting all the way up into the higher moist levels, which the higher your dew points, normally the higher your CAPE levels. And this is being overlapped by a pretty stout mid-level jet overhead. So plenty of fuel. And remember, guys, on a severe weather day, you don't need rocket fuel. Right, I put my cursor over here. This is 3,000 joules per kilogram in areas of the Mid-Atlantic. So you only need, when you have enough flow overhead, maybe 500 to 1,000 joules per kilogram. So that's all I got, honestly. There's no point in diving too much deeper into that. All right, guys. So unfortunately, the neighbor is not going to be able to be in this video. He had to leave while making the video. But my little girls are going to join me. Say hey. As you can tell, we got the camera a lot larger this time. But they want to say hey, show you their stuffed animals. That's Raccoony. We've had this one for a long time. His nose broke off, unfortunately, but we're going to put it back on. And that is one of the bears we got.
Smokey.
It's Smokey. It's one of the bears. Here, get a little bit more on the screen. That's one of the bears we got in the mountains. We are very excited. We're going to Gatlinburg here in the next few days from the 18th through the 22nd. So you guys don't forget, I'm not going to be able to make a video in that time frame. I might be able to get you guys a video very, very early Wednesday morning, which is the 18th. I might make it before I leave and before the even sun comes up and drop it kind of the normal time. But just remember, we are going on a trip. We're very excited about it. Huh? All right, Izzy wants to say something.
And, by the way, we're super excited.
Yep.
And
we're going to go to Dollywood.
Yeah,
Dollywood.
And we're going to Splash World.
Splash World.
That's what they call it.
Is that what they call it?
Something like
we're hoping when we go to Dollywood, it's not going to be near as packed as when we went Thanksgiving week of last year. It was a Monday, and that place was insanely packed. Yeah, go ahead. But we're going on a Wednesday and a Thursday of this week, so.
I'm gonna ride the most dangerous ride.
What is that one?
the ones that I can ride, and the ones that I'm about that I can't ride.
Yeah. She can just about ride every single ride.
I can ride every single one.
I can
I
ride.
wish I could show you guys
I wanna
Rocket. I know you guys have not seen Rocket in a long time.
Vote.
See if you can go get Rocket.
Vote in the comments. Should I do the wild eagle or not?
I'm gonna do the wild eagle if I'm tall enough.
Somebody go get Rocket real
Where's
quick.
Rocket?
Everybody, I don't know. See if you can find him real quick.
I'm gonna make
I'm gonna
Daddy
try
come.
to show you Rocket. I know y'all haven't seen Rocket in a long time.
I'm gonna make you come on the wild eagle.
I'll
ride
get
with
on
me.
any ride. I don't even care.
What if it seems like you're slipping off? What if you slip off it?
That wouldn't be good.
Okay, then don't go on
Well,
it.
let's see if we can get Rocket in here. So while they're away, yeah, just a reminder, I am going to Gatlinburg the 18th through the 22nd. 18th through the 22nd, which is pretty much this Wednesday through Sunday. I'll probably come back and make a video Sunday, but I'm not going to speak too much on it, but there is some things in the works after I get back from vacation. And I'll speak more on it when it's ready to go or ready to fire it up. But there might be some changes with the channel, cool changes that I really want to fully get going before primetime hurricane season gets here.
While we wait for Rocket,
Oh gosh,
we're gonna show Chloe.
this is Chloe. Do we not? Oh man. Well, that's Chloe.
She's close to Rocket.
Yeah, but Rocket is the fan favorite. Rocket's a weird cat. There's Stormy over there, but we can't grab Stormy.
I can get it.
She's gonna
No,
scratch
Stormy
us.
will scratch you. So.
No, I've done it before.
No, baby.
So while Addie is about to get
Yep.
clawed,
No. Don't mess with her. Don't mess with her. Nope. She'll claw you. She'll claw you. Anyways, that's all we got. We gotta go. But appreciate y'all watching. Who? No, not Kylo. Do not mess with Kylo. God bless all y'all. Have a wonderful night. Happy Father's Day to all the awesome dads out there. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. And yeah, we'll be with you in the morning. God bless.